Pastor Horton, and welcome to this week's message, which is going to be the first message in a series for the Christmas season. This is going to be called Christian Caroling, where we're going to dive into different songs around the Christmas season that have very biblical meanings. The first one we're going to go over is I'll Be Home for Christmas. So, this song, it represents a feeling of longing. Now, I have a lot of memories of longing. I think sometimes of a scent that reminds me of when I was young, when I didn't have to stress about work, or when I was going to have to pay my phone bill, or going to the grocery store and buying food. It was just a time that was easier. I would go outside and play with friends. Other times, more recently, I long to be with somebody else during the holidays. It can be a struggle during this time to be alone, and I feel that longing. This song, it was written in about 1943, which was around the time of World War II. This is a soldier who's longing to be home. This soldier would have gotten letters, would have had trinkets that he would have carried around as reminders of home, but nothing quite works the same as being home. Biblically, home can be a lot of things. It can refer to Eden, where humanity was given a first home, a perfect home with God. But after the fall, home looked a lot different. It could be the promised land, or the fact that Jesus made a home with us. He was sent by God to create a home among humans, among people, believers, so that they would believe more in him. The final home that we will have is heaven. That's where we're going to be called once we die, so that we can be home with God, where we were first made. In the song, it refers to snow, mistletoe, and presents on the tree. These different things are familiar representations of home and of tradition during the holidays. In the same way, Joshua put up traditions and reminders of home and of God during his exodus with the Israelites. These were stacks of stones that were put up, and they would sit and give a message during these in reminder to choose God. This past week we talked about making a decision, and Joshua proclaimed this at one of these stone monuments. He said to choose God or choose a different God. But for my family and my household, we will choose to serve the Lord. That is the representation of those stones, similar to the representation of the snow, mistletoe, and presents, and the tree, all of which represent Christmas. Now, in the second stanza, it says, Christmas Eve will find me where the love light gleams. I'll be home for Christmas, if only in my dreams. This love light that it's talking about is a representation of Christ. John 8:12 has Jesus saying, I am the light of the world. And we've also talked before about how Christ is the ultimate form of love, whether by his sacrifice, or by him being sent to earth, or the way that he behaves around the church and followers. The love light mirrors the light that God shines, casting away all evil and darkness. That is what the soldier is asking for. He's saying that Christmas Eve, a time of tradition, of fellowship, of community, will find him where the light of Christ gleams. He's saying what is good and what is holy will find him where Christ is found. Regardless of where we are at home, whether that's our physical home or our spiritual home, we can shine the light of Christ. Matthew 5:14 through 16 says, You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. We are expressly told to shine the light of Christ that was shone upon us into the world, into a world corrupted by sin and darkness. We are called to be the lamp that gives people light. The soldier is longing for home. We see that in the second stanza when it says, I'll be home for Christmas if only in my dreams. He's saying that regardless of where he is, he will at least be home in his dreams, in his mind. He will choose to be home. Many longings of ours remain incomplete. I don't know about you, but I have prayed often, and some of those prayers aren't answered the way that I would like. All prayers are answered, but it's answered in one of three ways. And we've talked about it before. It's either yes, no, or not yet. I've prayed before for things like money, or a new car, or all kinds of material things, and often they don't get answered the way that I'd like. Many of our longings remain incomplete, much like the soldier who's longing to be home, but that won't happen. So instead he's saying, even if it's only in my dreams, I know that I'll be there. And that's similar to when Jesus in the garden says, please take this cup from me, Father, but not your will. Not my will, I'm sorry. Not my will, but yours. It's saying God's will happen. God is in charge. But we still long for things, and we're allowed to. We're human. I still long for things, like a partner, or more community, or sometimes a newer car. It happens all the time. It's human to want these things, and it never hurts to ask. Now, a different kind of longing from the material human side is a spiritual longing. Psalm 42, 1 and 2 speaks of a longing, of a soul thirsting for God. Hebrews 11, 13 through 16 speaks of the Israelites who died in faith, longing for things that they were promised, that they never got to see when they were alive. But they were given what they were promised in death. That's the thing. The longing is perfectly fine. And it actually shows the faithfulness that we have in God because we desire a life in Christ. But for those Israelites, they were given what they were promised because God never breaks a promise. So when we long for things, it's not always physical. Sometimes it's spiritual. And we should remember that Christmas isn't just about what we have now physically, or what we'll receive in the morning when we run downstairs to check under the tree. It's about what we look forward to in the kingdom, and what we dream of, and also all of the prayers that have already been answered. Christmas can make our longing so much stronger, wishing for things that we don't have or didn't get, or for people who aren't able to join us. But remember, we should instead be grateful for God, pray to Him for that longing, and allow His will to be done. If you'll join me in a moment of prayer. Lord, I ask that you will open your arms to those who are longing for a relationship with you, that you'll show them your love light, and that you will guide them down the path to find your kingdom and welcome them back home. Please, invite people to share this series. Share it with others that you think may be impacted by this, so that they can join us during this walk in the holiday season. If you've enjoyed, I really do hope that this has inspired you. I hope that you remember to like, subscribe, and share the message with those other people who you think may be impacted. I also hope that you have a wonderful week, and may God bless you.